Let me explain to you how the rappers shit work. When 85% of rappers, and when they could clip this, right? And every rapper, if they like, not me, nigga, show your paperwork what you signed, right? 85-90% of rappers.
Hello, when 6IX9INE speaks, the world doesn't just listen, it flinches. Because when that rainbow-haired kid opens his mouth, he doesn't talk like a rapper chasing views. He talks like a man who's seen the inside of betrayal, the dirt of loyalty, and the price of truth. This isn't a verse, it's confession, laced with venom. A war cry dressed like a sermon. He says it's slow, deliberate.
Signed 360 deals, right? With major labels. Why? Because those major labels have the relationships with Spotify, with Apple to get playlisting. So say when their music comes out, right? Say when their music comes out. Remember, I exposed this. Remember when I exposed this? Now Drake is suing UMG.
Like a bullet he wants you to feel before it hits. 99% of rappers ain't rappers. And the room shifts. Silence cuts through the air. Every fake chain, every rented Lambo, every story sold on a beat.
When the streamers getting all these endorsements like Prize Picks, all this, it's leaving the rappers in the dust.
Starts to melt in that sentence. He leans back, eyes cold, voice sharp enough to slice the facade. You all talk that gangster talk, he says, but when the pressure comes, you fold. To him, the industry's a costume party.
Why you think Speed, Aiden,
6IX9INE,
why you think these niggas is richer than these rappers? 99.9% of these rappers is puss.
Diamonds on borrowed credit, guns with no bullets, codes that no one really lives by. He laughs, but it's not joy, it's disgust. You wear designer like it's armor, he says, but deep down you're terrified of real smoke. He paints a picture of this fake kingdom. Rappers preaching loyalty while plotting betrayal.
This might go left because I'm drunk right now. Joe is not lying. The next person on the Dance Project, bring Big Pun's son.
Rappers screaming street life from the comfort of penthouses. Rappers claiming bodies they never saw, stories they never lived. Y'all ain't gangsters, he spits. Y'all actors. Y'all not the ones taking risk. Y'all the ones watching others bleed for your image. His words echo. Every sentence lands like a threat, but it's more than that. It's exposure, because when he speaks, he's not pointing fingers at names. He's pointing them at a system that rewards image over integrity, noise over knowledge, hype over heart. You talk about ops, he says, but you ain't never seen one up close. You post guns, but you scared of consequences. You scream loyalty, but you tell first when things get real. He smirks, that evil little grin that's half pain, half pride. Because 6IX9INE knows what it's like to have the world label you. He knows what it's like to be the villain and still survive the plot. He says, they called me a rat. But where's your loyalty now? Where's your so-called brothers? They left. They used my name, my fame, my face. And when it got hot, they disappeared. He leans forward, voice trembling with conviction. You all say you from the streets, but the streets don't claim you. You from Instagram, you from algorithms. You're not real, you're marketing. He draws a line between gangsta and image. Being gangsta ain't about killing, it's about discipline. It's about standing on what you said, even when it cost you everything. He pauses, lets that sink in. You can fake streams, fake views, fake followers, but you can't fake principles. He starts pacing, energy shifting. This generation think gangsta is about chaos, he says. But real gangsta? That's control. It's when you can walk away from beef, not because you're scared, but because you understand consequence. His tone turns colder. Real gangsters don't brag about the pain, they carry it. Real gangsters don't film themselves helping the hood. They do it quietly because they know pain doesn't need an audience. Then he starts calling them out. Not by name, but everyone knows who he means. The platinum talkers, the studio soldiers, the podcast preachers. Y'all talk about codes, he sneers. But where was that code when the feds came knocking? Where was that loyalty when your homie caught a case? You wrote statements behind closed doors, then rapped about loyalty in your next single. His laughter cuts through the air again, bitter, broken. You see, Y'all worship the image, not the truth. You love the performance, not the pain. You love the idea of being gangsta, but not the life that comes with it. He steps closer to the mic, his eyes dark. This industry glorifies fake scars and filters out real stories. They don't want gangsters, they want puppets. They want you to sell rebellion, not live it. He points at the camera. You think gangsta is about fear? Nah, gangsta is about courage. Gangsta is when you can stand alone while the world calls you fake. He takes a breath. You want to know why they hate me? 'Cause I said what they all scared to admit. I showed them what loyalty costs, and they called me weak for surviving it. He stares into space, almost lost in thought. I watch people eat off my plate, he whispers. I watched brothers turn enemies overnight. I watched loyalty become a slogan. He smirks again. They love to call me a rat. But tell me, what's worse? A man who tells the truth to save his life? Or a man who lies every day just to sell a verse? Silence. That question hangs like smoke. You can't answer it. Because deep down, everyone knows he's not wrong. He continues, softer now. Real gangsta ain't about violence. It's about choices. It's about surviving the system designed to bury you. He leans forward again, intensity rising. I've seen real killers cry. I've seen real hustlers pray. You think being gangsta means you don't feel fear? Nah, it means you keep moving with it. He points to his heart. Gangsta starts here, not in the streets, not in a chain. Here. He lets out a bitter laugh. This game full of fakes, but I can't blame them. The world rewards the lie. They don't want you to be real. They want you to be profitable. He starts listing what fake looks like now. Fake beefs for clout, fake friendships for features, fake apologies for publicity, fake pain for playlists. He shakes his head. They built an empire off illusion. But when I pulled the curtain, they panicked. His tone hardens. You see, when you expose a lie, you become the enemy. They don't hate me because I snitched. They hate me because I told the truth about them. He pauses, his gaze piercing. They say I broke the code. But tell me, what code? The one that says I should die for people who were plotting on me? The one that says silence is loyalty, even when loyalty's a lie? He scoffs. Y'all love to talk codes till it's your life on the line. Then suddenly, morality becomes optional. He paces again, the fire returning to his voice. You think I care about being accepted? I already won. I survived. They tried to erase me, but I became a stain they can't wash off. He stops, stares straight at the lens. I'm not your hero. I'm your reminder. I remind you that this culture built on lies. And every time I speak, I expose one. He lifts his chin. You can hate me. You can clown me. You can call me a rat, a fraud, a clown. But you'll never call me fake, because everything I said, I stood on it. He pauses, eyes heavy with both pride and exhaustion. I paid my price. I did my time. And while y'all still pretending to be gangsters, I lived through it. The tone drops again. When I look at these rappers now, I don't see men. I see products, built, branded, and sold. He smirks. Record labels don't sign artists anymore. They sign archetypes. They tell you what to wear, what to say, what kind of pain sells this season. He shrugs. And y'all play along. You become what they want, then you dare to call yourselves real? He clenches his fist. You can't be real in a world that rewards pretending. He stares off, almost whispering now. You want to know what being a gangster really is? It's about standing alone in a room full of liars. It's about keeping your word when it stops benefiting you. It's about being able to sleep at night knowing you didn't sell your soul for streams. He takes another breath. Gangsta ain't a look. It's not a sound. It's a code written in pain. You earn it through scars, not statistics. He looks around, almost disgusted. These kids think gangsta is about who got the most ops. Nah, gangsta is about who got the most heart. His voice grows stronger again. When I said 99% of rappers ain't real, I meant it. 'Cause I seen behind the curtains. I've been in the rooms where loyalty's a lie and truth gets blackballed. He steps closer to the mic. I'm not perfect, but at least I'm honest. He laughs again, that sharp laugh that makes people uncomfortable. They say I'm crazy, but you gotta be a little crazy to tell the truth in a world built on lies. He wipes his face, calm now, almost serene. I stopped chasing validation. I stopped trying to fit their mold. They can have their fame, they can have their Grammys. I'll keep my soul. He pauses, long enough for every word to sink. I'd rather be hated for being real than loved for being fiction. Then, slowly, he turns it on the listener. You watching this, you nodding your head, but ask yourself, do you live what you say? Do you stand on your word when no one's looking? He leans closer, because if you don't, you part of that 99%. He stares into the lens, unblinking. That's the difference between me and them. They perform gangsta. I lived it. He takes one last breath, voice dropping to a whisper. I ain't proud of everything I did, but at least I ain't fake about it. Then he smirks, like he's about to vanish again into the chaos. You call me what you want, he says. Rat, clown, villain, whatever helps you sleep. But when the lights go out and the cameras fade, I'm still standing. He pauses. And then the final line, calm, dangerous, unforgettable. I'm not the problem, I'm the proof. And with that, silence returns. Heavy, unforgiving. Because whether you love him or hate him, one thing about 6ix9ine, when he speaks, the lies get quiet. Thanks for watching until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.